She who watches has been here for centuries, and her name is Sakaiba. There are legends about her. She watches right out to Chush, water, the giver of life. Water is one of our most natural resources that needs to be protected, just as our children are, our wildlife. As a matter of fact, all of our resources.
We have households, entire households on this reservation that cannot drink their water supply anymore. We have to import our water. I'm one of them. And that is because I believe the dairies certainly have a responsibility here and have contaminated our water that we had relied on previously to supply our homes.
Before we were placed here on this land, that there was only animals that roamed on this land. But and that these animals could speak. These animals were able to speak. And the Creator, the God, came down to this land, and he told the animals, I'm going to create man, and I'm going to set him down here on this land, but he's going to need something to sustain him. And so one by one, these animals spoke up. And the first was the salmon, Wakanish. The second was the deer and the elk, the Winan. And the third was the roots, a lot of roots that we do, Piache, Panku. So we. Fourth was the berries, the Wenu, Chokchars, Timish. But the most important food that spoke up to sacrifice himself was the water.
Chush, or water, because it is spiritual. We're not just talking about a physical thing, water. We always honor our food before we eat it with water. We take a drink of water. And so the belief of our people is interwoven with the religion, and the religion is interwoven with the physical water. As you look down on the floor, you see black and tan tiles. That's how today's 1.38 million acres is on the Yakama Reservation. The dairy owns this, the other dairy owns that, the other dairy owns that.
Large-scale dairy operations hurt the environment and the quality of life in many ways for those around them. Many dairy operations have more than 10,000 cows. Each cow produces about 120 pounds of manure each day. Manure runoff can feed into streams and affect fish as well. Cows drink lots of water each day. This takes away from our water supply. Because of air and water pollution, many people suffer from health afflictions. The polluted drinking water collects a high concentration of nitrates. In high doses, nitrates can cause illnesses related to oxygen circulation. What level of nitrates is safe? The natural level is 1.1 parts per million. 10 parts per million is the maximum allowed for safety. The EPA has found levels up to 190 parts. High nitrate levels in the water supply are caused by the overuse of manure from dairies. The EPA found that wells up gradient from the dairies had low natural levels, and those down gradient had extremely high levels of nitrates. You cannot see, taste, or smell nitrates in your water, but they can cause serious illness and sometimes death. High concentrations of nitrates make it harder for the blood to carry oxygen to the cells. Although the EPA has drilled test wells in the Yakama Valley that show dangerous nitrate levels, all of those tests were done outside the Yakama Nation. The EPA strongly suggests that you test your wells regularly for nitrates and bacteria.
I think we grew up with a basic understanding that groundwater is pure and clean. You know, I guess we want to believe that within our hearts, that it's there, it's clean, then it's okay to drink. And I think if we do this educational process, I think more people will follow through with having their water tested to make that determination whether that water is indeed polluted or not.
Keep in mind that the dairies use water that we used previously for our human consumption. They use that for their cattle. Their dairy cows drink our water. So whatever is left of quality water is going to this industry that is unregulated on this reservation, and then what comes out is manure and polluted water. Manure, the dairies here do not seem to produce enough manure of their own. They're importing it now. They're bringing it over here from other dairy areas. And this is an increasing concern that I have.
The other day I was just driving down between Harrah and Brownstown, and the wind was blowing, but they had these sprinkler system going, and it did hit my car, but it was the guy was spraying directly out of his lagoon, and it was that brown stuff hit my car. So and then of course we reported it, but then the guys, the EPA or whoever goes out a couple days later, and of course the farmers deny that they're doing these kind of things, activities, but I should have took a sample, I guess, when it hit my car. I should have got out and did something to catch it or something. But I guess there's ways that we need to be maybe a little more proactive.
Who is protecting your land? Only the Yakama Nation and the Environmental Protection Agency can regulate pollution on reservation land. The county and state have no say. In the lower Yakama Valley, outside the nation, the Community Association for the Restoration of the Environment sued 5 local dairies over pollution to groundwater. This was only possible by citizens forming an alliance. To protect our land, we need to record violations with photos, videos, written notes, anything you have available. Use your cell phone if it's the only camera you have with you. Notify the Yakama Nation and the EPA about dumping of manure into and near waterways. This includes small streams and bar ditches. Manure stacks dumped near your home, liquid or solid, or the dumping of dead cows. To report violations to the Yakama Nation, contact the Environmental Management Program. To report violations to the EPA, contact their hotline or visit epa.gov.
And people, when we see the pictures, and then the dairies are doing not a fantastic, but they're spending an awful lot of money, almost full-page ads, on the Yakama Herald, and to show their positive side of what they feel is positive, but then no one is showing the negative sides.
Not only are we surrendering our lands over to an industry that is making huge sums of money from our people, but they're also, in a way, creating a death sentence for us who live here. Concerns that I have because of my interest in health really center around the contribution that I really believe comes from the dairy industry to the destruction of our water supply and our air.
I hope that we can come to some understanding about some of the issues that are confronting us as tribal members and understand them and then try to do something about it. We heard about the health effects, the negative health effects, and I think we just need to turn the corner and do things that will improve our basic health on our reservation.
We're ultimately participating in our own destruction here by allowing these people to come in. We need to have our government stand up and say, no more. This will not happen anymore.
Then who should be protecting our land? Who should be protecting our people? Who should be protecting the tribe? As an Indian people, we don't pray for power. We don't pray for strength. We pray for courage in our warrior's heart to stand up and take our position in line with our ancestors.
It's up to us as citizens of the Yakama Nation to protect the land, health, and welfare of our people. If we don't protect our land, no one else will.